Hey guys, it's Brooke. So first of all, sorry my tan looks splotchy. It's because it is splotchy. It just looks bad right now. But anyways, today I'm going to be doing a video about back spotting tips, which I kind of debated about because I know this doesn't apply to like a bunch of people, but I just figured I'd do it anyways because I've been kind of wanting to do this video for a while. But before I get into that, there's a subscriber who reached out to me and her name is NAOMI, and she's been having some health issues, and basically she has a GoFundMe account to help her get a service dog. So I told her I would share that on here, so the link to go donate to that will be in the description box. So please go donate if you can, or share if you can. It's also on my Twitter, so I'll make that like my pinned tweet. So go donate or share that if you can. Okay, so now going to the back spot tips. Some of these are super specific and some of these are not specific at all, but if you're a back spot or even if you're a base, hopefully this will help you guys. So the first one is super important. I feel like a lot of back spots do not realize this, but it's that your job is to control the stunt, not just to hold it. You should not just be like holding the ankle. You should be lifting up on the stunt. You should be controlling your flyer. If you're doing like a full up, you shouldn't be just like releasing your flyer and then catching her. You should be following her all the way up and then making sure that she's secure when she gets up there, because back spotting, like, I think that basing is more complicated because of the grips and stuff, and back spotting grips are not as complicated, but back spotting is very important. Like, I've heard a lot of flyers complain about their back spots and be like, they literally like barely even hold me. Like, you have to squeeze the ankle, you have to squeeze their calf, like you have to make sure that you're controlling that stunt and not just like, oh, I'll catch it if it falls. Okay, the second one is like pretty specific, but this is something that one of my coaches taught me a few years ago and it works really well. A lot of times a problem that back spots face with their flyers is that their flyers lean back, or that's really just like a stunt issue in general. So if your flyer leans back, jam your thumbs into her ankles so that they go forwards, and that will hopefully keep her up at least a little bit more or help her lean less. This one is probably the most important, and it drives me crazy whenever back spots or bases don't realize this. Your flyer safety comes first. Like, I can't stress that enough. At Open Gym last week, I like went into a prep for the first time ever. Like, I'd never flown before, and my friends just like put me in a prep, and I was terrified. I literally looked down because I thought they put me in extension. I felt like I was 100 feet in the air. I was terrified. It was so scary. I don't understand how people fly. Like, oh my gosh. These flyers are in the air in extension doing body positions and switch ups and switch downs. Like, you should never move because your flyer was going to hit you. You should be catching her. You should do whatever you need to do. If you need to step back 10 steps and run to catch her because a basket went wrong or because a tossing skill went wrong, do that. I would much rather have a bloody nose from catching my flyer than her having like a neck injury from falling on the floor. Like, your flyer safety always, 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 always comes first. So important to remember that. Okay, the next tip is to know when to step back to catch. Basically, if you are in extension and your flyer is leaning back, do your best to save it, but if she's leaning back and there's no saving it, step back and catch her, because if you're being a good back spot, you're probably really close to the stunt, because you're not going to back spot like this. Like, you're going to be close to it. So know when to step back to catch. You just kind of have to use good judgment to know, okay, I need to step back and catch my flyer now, because if you just stay super close to the stunt and she falls backwards, she's gonna go over you. You need to step back to catch her. Okay, the next one is something that helped me specifically be a better back spot, but it's if you're struggling with skills, mainly skills where you have to switch from one foot to another on your flyer. Something that's helped me is I always have my right hand on top. My right arm is just a little bit stronger. So if my flyer is doing like a low to high, and when she's in the low, I have my right hand on top. Whenever I switch, I'm not going to put my left hand on top and my right hand on bottom, because that just doesn't work for me. I'm a lot stronger with my right arm above, and I think I'm the only back spot on my team that actually does it like that. Like in our full around TikToks, in our low to highs, in our prone full downs, like I always keep my right hand on top. That's just something that helps me. So like, if your stunt is struggling or you feel like you don't have enough strength, switch your hands, and that honestly can make all the difference. This kind of goes along with that, but the next tip is if your stunt is falling, try a different grip. For example, we do a lib prone full down in our routine, and it always felt really weird, and I was like, you know what, instead of just standing in the back with her feet, I'm gonna catch on the side, and that made it look so much better. So if your stunt is not working, just try a different grip, because it honestly could be you or the base. It's not always the flyer. The last tip is to remember that you should be making changes to accommodate your flyer's weaknesses. So what I mean by that is like, your grip should change, where you step should change based on what your flyer struggles with. So like, if my flyer doesn't squeeze her ankle, then I would hold her ankle really, really tight. If my flyer sits back when she does full ups, I would catch her butt instead of her thigh and her ankle. Even like mental mistakes, like I'll tell my flyer, I'm like, I'm gonna say head pop on 3, or I'm gonna say perform, or like last year I had to tell my flyer, breathe, 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 because she held her breath during stunts. So it's just stuff like that. Like, make sure that your flyer feels comfortable, because like you're her back spot, like you're keeping her safe along with the other 2 bases. Okay, so that is all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Bye.